Welcome students. In the last classes, we have seen the consolidation of the soil, how it occurs, and also we have seen the total component of the settlement, which is divided into three parts: immediate settlement, primary consolidation settlement, and the secondary consolidation settlement. Now, based on the same context, we'll move ahead with the primary consolidation. But prior to go to the theory of the one-dimensional consolidation, the Terzaghi has developed the mechanistic model. So we'll see that mechanistic model. So Terzaghi in 1922 has developed this mechanistic model. So as far as this model is concerned, the model consists of the cylindrical vessel, which has got the rigid boundaries all around, and in that cylinder there are the series of springs which are placed at the different intervals. So this is the first wooden plateau, let's consider, and in between consecutive wooden platforms the spring is placed. So this wooden platform will serve like a piston. So these are like pistons, and there are such series of springs which are present, and they are interconnected with each other. And this is the rigid container. And the beauty of this model is that the model actually predicts the consolidation of the soil phenomena. So we'll move ahead with this model. The Terzaghi have purposefully made the openings in the piston, and he had filled the water all around the spring. This is the water which is filled in between the two consecutive springs, and there is a perforation through which water can communicate in between the two consecutive compartments. And he have connected the piezometer to the center of each compartment. So this is the general experimentation setup for this model, and we'll move ahead with this model. And in the next stage, what he has done, that he has placed the load equal to P on this model. So once he placed the load onto this particular model, he observed that the water levels in the compartment will rise to equal height. So, but before applying this particular load, which is a static in nature, the water levels in piezometer would be hydrostatic. So it would be here before application of load. This is before application of load, and this level would be immediately after application of load. Okay, so this would be the initial level. So once he applied the load, there would be increase in the pore water pressure, which is surrounded in this particular container. So this particular rise in the level, we called it as the hydrodynamic this level is because of the hydrodynamic or because of the nature of the application of the forces. It has been increased. Since there would be the increase in the total head, slowly the flow will start occurring. But remember, the container is rigid, so no flow will be going out through this direction and also through the downward direction and also toward this particular right hand direction. The flow will only be occurring in vertical direction, and that too the flow will be coming out through top. Flow will not be coming out through the bottom. So at the instant of time t1, so before we go ahead with the time concept, immediately after application of the load, what happens? Immediately after application of the load, the spring will not deform immediately, which indicates that the total load is bared by the water which is present in between the springs. So therefore, at just t equals to theoretically 0, at 0 time, whatever load we have placed, whatever the stresses we have placed, P by area is the stress, will be borne by the pore water, which is U. And as the time progresses, the water will transfer the stresses to the springs. So therefore, at t equals to t1, the U will decrease, but the force in the spring will increase. So initially, at this particular compartment, at the first compartment, which is nearer to the boundary from where there is a chance that pore water can go out. So this particular container will relieve off the pore water pressure. It will try to reveal its pore water pressure, and initially this particular compartment will transfer the forces to the spring. So what will happen? Because of the movement of the water, the pore water pressure will be reduced. So I'll mark this level particular like this here at time t equals to t1. But when you go to the second compartment or the middle compartment, so there is a little bit amount of the change in the height of the container because spring is start getting compressed. So I'll mark this level at this particular. This happens because here it is very close to the drainage phase. So therefore, and at third compartment, I assume that the time is not that much sufficient. So the level will remain as it is. So this is the level. This is the level, and this is the level at time equals to t1. T equal to t1. So at time equal to t2. So as the time progresses, you will keep on decreasing till the level will reach equals to obviously the hydrostatic. So if I just draw the curve joining these particular levels, so this curve is for the time equals to t1. This particular curve is for time is equals to t2. This particular curve corresponds to time equal to t3. So if I draw a series of the curve, and finally we'll got this particular curve. If I draw this particular curve which joins the pore water pressure at the different compartment, so this particular curve we call it as the Isochronos. The curve joining the equal pore water pressure at a particular time. That particular curve we call it as Isochronos. And finally at t becomes equal to infinity, u will become equal to 0 and all the stresses will be carried by the spring. And this particular mechanistic model is related to the consolidation of the soil as follows. The spring in the model represent the soil skeleton or represent the, I'll call very simple, soil solids. The water will represent the same water. perforations or the openings will represent the coefficient of the permeability of the soil, or I call it as the hydraulic gradient of the soil, because these particular openings will allow the exchange of the water from one compartment to another compartment. So this is the broader aspect of the consolidation. So I'll write it once again. So as the time progresses, U will be decreased, but the forces carried by the soil will increase. And since I've considered in the model that the top face is the free draining, but the bottom is not free draining. So if I just draw the pore water pressure diagram, at time t equal to 0, all the forces U will be carried by the water. So this is the pore water pressure diagram at the initial stage. This is U. All the forces or the stresses will be carried by water, and that particular U is nothing but the stress applied, because the application of the stresses will cause the pore water pressure to increase. So this particular is the pore water pressure diagram at time t equal to 0, provided that this particular is the drainage layer. This is also a drainage phase, and this is also the drainage phase. But if if you have got this particular as the rock, which is impermeable, water cannot go down here, but the water can easily accept through this particular drainage. So I consider this as the sand. So initially what happens immediately after application of the load, pore water will be, distribution diagram will be like this. But at time t equal to t1, immediately after some small interval of the time, since this particular phase is the drainage, water can move from the clay towards the drainage phase, and because of which there would be sudden relief in the pore water pressure, and therefore at this point the pore water pressure will be reduced, and the pore water stress distribution diagram will be like this. This is for both way drainage case. If there is a single way drainage case, then the pore water pressure distribution at initial case at time t equal immediately after application of the load, pore water pressure would be the same, which is nothing but the U. But as the time progresses, the pore water pressure distribution diagram will change, and it would become like this, or it can be like this. It actually depends on the time factor and various parameters that we will see in the one-dimensional consolidation theory. But from a time being, consider that this would be like this one. This is the pore water pressure distribution diagram. So whatever I have discussed all about this mechanics of consolidation, it is applicable for one-dimensional primary consolidation. This particular model is not at all applicable for the secondary consolidation, which occurs at the constant effective stress. So here the effective stresses in the soil will be changing with respect to the time, and we will proceed with the formulation of the Terzaghis one-dimensional consolidation in the next class. Thank you.